Salam, and peace. Welcome to our gathering to join together honoring the legacy of Martin Luther King Jr. with his words. But the end is reconciliation. The end is redemption. The end is the creation of the beloved community. It is this type of spirit and this type of love that can transform opposers into friends, understanding goodwill for all. It is an overflowing love that seeks nothing in return. It is the love of God working in our lives. This is the love that may well be the salvation of our civilization. So spoke Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. in 1957. History is not just the dusty past. In every moment, we are its creators. We, the Jews of Temple Adash Shalom, we, the Christians of St. James AME Church, and the Muslims of Masjid al-Falah, sustain the vision of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. today, and we welcome you to join us. We will not only learn each other's songs, but we will hear each other's yearnings and hopes. We will not only pray together, we will seek the support and comfort of one another as we confront our fears. We not only gather to give lip service to the fellowship of all people, we will join hands and hearts as the beloved community which Dr. King called the salvation of our civilization. With faith in the power of the teachings and practices of all our religious traditions, we welcome you. The traditional blessing that we as Jews recite when we come to a unique occasion in gratitude to God for allowing us to be healthy and strong and able to make it here. And so many did. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Shehecheyanu v'kiyamanu v'hidyanu v'azman hazeh. Yiyu l'ratzon imrei fi v'hagyon libi lefanecha. May the words of our mouths and the reflections of our heart be acceptable to you, our God, our rock, and our Redeemer.
Amen.
Amen.
Next, I'd like to, thank you, Rabbi. Next, I'd like to introduce Tahir Sanusi, a member of the Masjid al-Falah Mosque.
Amen.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. I'm here to read the preamble to the Constitution that allowed us to gather here, and I also read the preamble to the Declaration of Independence. They both play a significant role in us being here today. I'll start out with the preamble. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Thank you.
Thank you, Tahir. I'd now like to ask Chief of Police Teresa Walter from Have Your Grace to come forward.
Good need that.
I need that. Good afternoon, everyone. Several years ago, we had a gentleman that called our police department. It's been about 10 years or so, give or take. And when our dispatcher was trying to talk to him, he was very, very upset, very emotional. He had some cuss words thrown in there, as happens sometimes in police work. So the dispatcher, though, could not get him calmed down. And when I was walking through, she asked me if I could try to talk with him and find out exactly what was going on, because she could see that clearly he was distressed. So I spoke with him, and I was able to calm him down, and I found out that he had become involved in a rather heated argument with his son. And it also turned physical. And he wanted us to come out and lock up his son. Now, listening to him, I could see that he was very, very emotional, not only about the heated exchange, but the relationship. The relationship had deteriorated. So I asked him, because of our domestic violence laws, because sometimes just because you can doesn't mean you have to, but our domestic violence laws would require, depending on what the situation was, that an officer go and arrest his son. So I suggested to him, because the young man had left, I suggested to him, why don't you do this? Why don't you wait a couple of hours and then talk to your son? Don't go where he was. Wait, call him, and talk to him. But more than talk to him, listen. Listen to what happened. Listen and try to find out what eroded the relationship. Well, we were busy later on that evening, and several hours went by, and sure enough, I get a call back. And it's that same man, and I'm like, oh my, I wonder how this went. Well, he actually said, thank you very much. Because for the first time in about 5 or 6 years, I actually listened to what my son was saying. And he listened to my concerns as well. And he said, it was the best conversation we have had in years. Now, I tell you this because blessed be the peacemaker. And I would like to say I was just fabulous that night. Thank you. But I doubt it. It's just a matter of, we all talk about talking and listening and trying to figure things out, but do we really listen? Do we really pay attention? As police officers, we have a duty to uphold the law, to enforce the law. But mostly for me, we also have to build relationships. Not only internally amongst your family and your friends, but also police community relationships, relationships between faiths, relations between ethnicities. It's paramount. It's absolutely paramount. Because the way we've been going this past year or 2 or 3, that's not healthy for anybody. It certainly is not. So as a peacemaker, for us, our desire is always love, establishing relationships, and a quiet day. Thank you very much for allowing me to speak to you folks today. Thank you.